Welcome back. As we were listening to the detailed comprehensive report which we heard right now, we were speaking with my dear guest here about the latest decisions and to what extent they are going to have this positive impact on our sustainable development and on our economy. Let me introduce my dear guest first before continuing with the whole story. Mr. Sameh Saad, former advisor to Minister of Tourism. Thank you very much for being with us, sir.
My great pleasure, of course.
As we speak, we were speaking about this cause issue, about the cabinet approving decisions to settling the investment disputes in general and to continue with eliminating all obstacles in front of investors to continue on the right path. And of course, this is going to be a win-win situation, whether for the investors, for the public, private sector, and this is going to have their impacts on the layman on the street. Exactly. If you want to elaborate on that.
The government really, we see a big change in the government strategy. The Prime Minister, Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, I have seen him since he held this position, since he took the position of Prime Minister. I see him always sitting with the investors in all sectors, and he make periodical meetings, and he goes to Hurghada to sit with the investors of tourism, and he goes to Sharm el-Sheikh, listen to the problems and try to eliminate. And definitely he is doing the same for the industry. The whole reason is just let's boost our economic, and we cannot sit somewhere. The government cannot sit somewhere, and while we are public sector, another way, and we have
no more ivory towers. We are all the time there on the ground.
And he
know
knows,
more in details.
He knows lot of problems. He knows about the problems. It's not like I'm surprised. And I see that he goes in good actions. If we take the decision which came now, and we saw it in the introduction, that you can import your cars. If you work abroad and you have a permanent residence, you can import your car without any kind of taxes and deposit $10,000, and after a certain number of years you'll take it back. I think this is a good win-win situation, because since the war of Russia and Ukraine, and we have a problem of cars in Egypt, they are overpriced by double and triple. And Europe as well, the car factories has slowed down their production due to the raw materials and
let's say, and the negative repercussions of both, by the way, because COVID-19 had also its impact.
Exactly. We finished this, we started that.
Oil, fuel, gas, energy in general, all these are linked together and having these impacts. But before going into more details, just point of order, not only every Egyptian working outside, but every Egyptian and any one of his family members above the age of 16. Sir.
Exactly. I think this one, if we say 1 million will import their cars, first of all, the cars are coming anyhow. If it's available, we are buying new cars. So we are putting foreign currency out to buy a car here by local currency. If it's coming from abroad already, then already it's paid the foreign currency by the Egyptian who's working abroad, plus the deposit of this money. And what is our problem? Our problem now, for the moment, we don't have enough
hard currency.
This will eliminate the problem. And this came from Facebook. Someone came in Facebook, I think this was like 1 month ago, and then the idea came out and they studied it, and suddenly the government did it. What I'm trying to say here, the government is not anymore sitting in an ivory tower, as you said. Government are with us, trying to solve problems, to move forward.
Sir, here I think it's thinking out of the box. And it's thinking all the time with innovative ideas. It's no more the traditional way of thinking, because we learned the lesson the hard way that the traditional way of thinking is not going to take us anymore, to lead us anymore. It's going to be a dead end by the end of the story. So to what extent do you think this is a general question, if I may say so? To what extent do you think that we are now thinking out of the box and we are thinking of innovative ideas rather than the traditional ones?
Let's say like this. We are already on the path. We started. To what extent we still have somewhere to reach? It's not the problem of the decision maker. it's not that the Prime Minister should issue a rules and regulation. The problem of application. We go down to the employee who really is doing the action. Some people still find it nice to put some obstacles. You get orders to do this and this and this. Some people. So we are on the right track, because before we were not on the right track.
Yes. Since you decided what the problem is, this is a very big part of its solution.
Exactly.
Let's move to other good news. I was, you know, I do work as an editor-in-chief here, in addition of, or before being anything else, because this is the most favorite part of my job. And I was really proud when I was reading this. Egypt's Central Bank Governor chairs plenary session of IMF, World Bank Group Boards of Governor, President of the World Bank participated in the session. And according to CBE, Egypt's strong participation in the 2022's meeting comes in line with its proactively pursued leadership role in the Middle East and Africa, and its effective contribution to all international efforts to pursue global peace and security. I'm proud to be Egyptian.
This is the point. You know, we can talk as much as we want, but those actions shows exactly the position of Egypt. Those actions,
and these not our words. These are the words which were released by foreign correspondents or foreign reporters, by Reuters, by the AFP, or you name it. And to continue with it, if you permit me, the International Monetary Fund raised projections for Egypt's economic growth by 6.6% despite the global challenges. If you want to elaborate on that, sir.
Well, you see, we are going on the right track. Yes, we have crisis. Yes, the whole world is suffering crisis. We saw this week on the social media lines of cars in France trying to fuel. We see every day they have a problem, and now there are invitations for Europeans to come and spend their winter here because they don't have enough means of heating, and all those problems. We are much better than many other countries, and our situation is getting better. I mean, remember, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we didn't have gas. Now we are exporting gas, and we have a good amount of money. We have $500 million monthly from exporting the gas. I mean, so I think we are doing better. We have our internal problems. We have our internal economy problems like any other countries. But on the long run, I think we are doing good.
I'm asking these questions, sir, because many people, I mean the layman in the street, would say that, oh, if it were not COVID-19 and if it were not this Ukrainian-Russian issue, we would be in another place. But on the other side of the coin, if we have not started our economic reform program since November 2016, how would it be now?
This is the point. This is the real point, you know. I mean, Egypt is protected by God, ربنا بيحميها, as we always say. And definitely nobody would expect a war, nobody would expect COVID-19, nobody expect complete shutdown of everything for a long time. Nobody expected all this. And in spite of this, we are doing fine. We can go and, you remember during the revolution 2012, 13, 14, I think 13, sorry, we were fueling hours, lining to fill our car with gas. The electricity was cutting off by hours, and all this kind of problems.
Now the case, of course.
Now we don't have any of this.
Totally
we don't
different.
see it anymore.
And you would find these queues in front of fuel stations in France, for example, due to the strikes.
Exactly.
And to the workers
they don't
asking
have
for
enough petrol. They
extra
have problems.
pay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Now France really is suffering because of the workers' extra pay. They are going on strikes. And hopefully in Tuesday, things will not get complicated or worse,
but
as we say.
What I want to say is that these problems can be found in any place. It's not about developing or developed. economies. It's about the global circumstances which might have this huge impact on those economies. But let's continue with our good news, if you permit me, as there was also another important meeting today between the International Cooperation Minister, Dr. Rania Al-Mashat, who is also currently participating in the important meetings of the World Bank and the IMF, and on the sidelines of these meetings, she met with the World Bank Vice President, and she discussed the current projects taking place even as we speak, but this time it's in preparation for the COP27. COP27, I think it's going to be such an occasion, and it's really reflecting to what extent Egypt is regaining its position worldwide in many files or in many aspects. If you agree with me on that.
I mean, definitely. When you have all this number of presidency and dignity, as you said in the start, and ministers, if it's not important, nobody will bother to come. I mean, I heard in the news that the Prime Minister of England said she's not coming, and suddenly when she realized the number of presidents and all those important people, she decided to come in, and this is enough. I mean, for me, what do you want to say when you have all those presidents? And let's
put it this way.
Let's put it away, good way, that we are preparing for it. The Prime Minister himself in person held continuous meetings since a long time, and he make a follow-up about the action plan, what's happening. He was in Sharm el-Sheikh on
we
Thursday,
will speak
Friday.
about his tour, but here, sir, because I'm speaking in details with some figures or statistics, or I do not use many economic terms because I want the simple person, the simple viewer to understand what we talk about.
Exactly.
And because he or she is our target.
Exactly.
It's to say that when we read or even listen to international economic experts or those coming from Moody's, S&P, speaking about the Egyptian economy, here there's no compliments.
Yeah,
Here,
exactly.
they do speak in numbers, in statistics.
Figure talks.
It's not only our vision, it's their vision.
And the vision is based on studies, is based on figures, on comparison with other economies. I mean, it's many things. So if he come with a statement, then definitely it's not an easy statement to reach.
Yep. To go to Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouri, he really had a very busy weekend. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and he inspected the green and blue zones in Sharm el-Sheikh. Sharm el-Sheikh, it's turning to be...
Everything changed in Sharm el-Sheikh. If you go now, and you didn't go like 1 year ago, you wouldn't recognize
Tell
the
us
city.
more.
No, I mean, it's the whole city is changing. The whole city is going green. We have to really to say that the government, General Khalid Fouda, is the governor of South Sinai, is putting an effort. And as I know him, as I see him, as I have been always close, he gets everybody in. He gets the investor, everybody, what's the problem, and he involved himself and he involved his team. It's not as once upon a time a governor is sitting there in his place and no. He put his nose in every single detail just to make everything successful. And he pushed the investors to do things.
The governor is an executive by the end of the day.
Exactly.
And let's speak about each place or each site Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouri visited. And of course, to start with the airport. The airport completely changed, and he really praised the efforts exerted to do that, and he said that this is the very first place the tourists or our visitors are going to see. So it was a must to turn it into an international airport in the whole sense of the word, because this is going to be our gate.
Every single corner. It's not that he goes in the main, no. He went every single corners where are handling the luggage. You know, it's the back area of the airport, which we don't see as passengers. He inspected the handling, the circulation, the logistics, and all these things to make sure that nobody, when he comes, that they'd be delayed. And it starts from here. And then he walked in the streets and saw the projects, and he sat with the investors, many meetings for long hours, see what's the problem, obstacles, and how can we solve. I think it was a very successful visit.
As you are a tourism expert, sir, and you've been dealing with tourism, with tourists, I think, for years.
Long
We're
years.
not going to say how
Long
many.
years.
But anyways, to what extent do you think that this is important, and this first impression really says a lot, and how we can improve this more and more, also with our human characters, because our smile, our way to receive our tourists or our visitors, this is something else which we should learn, that it's very important, and it can take us from a side of the coin to another side. It can, it can occupy a long steps from the long journey.
Sharm el-Sheikh has been always having a good position in the world, good name. Don't forget that in the 90s, ex-former President Hosni Mubarak, God bless his soul, he invited all the presidents there, Bill Clinton and all those, and they had international meetings and so on. So Sharm el-Sheikh is well known. The point is that now it's changing to be kind of environmental friendly. The hotel owners and the management are really putting an effort to train the staff and to avoid any mistakes, because everybody feels that this is Egypt, those are our guests. If you don't treat them well, then it's a shame. You know, we are a hospital, we really like to welcome people by nature. So hotels are doing big effort in training, hotels are emphasizing, so it's not the control of the government, it's a feeling of responsibility in hotels, hotel general manager, hotel owner, hotel company, to make Sharm el-Sheikh is a successful city. And again, having all those presidents and ministers, definitely it makes fantastic media and publicity in their own countries, seeing his president is there, seeing this fantastic
and their delegation,
and
their
and
delegations
don't forget,
too.
And don't forget,
yeah,
this will happen in November. The worst month in Europe is November. It's cold, it's rainy, it's windy, the sun comes half an hour a day, and the picture of those people standing by the sea in short sleeves and t-shirts,
in swimming suits,
yes, will make a real difference.
Inshallah.
And I think this will boost a lot tourism to Egypt.
Prime Minister Madbouli also visited Niamey Bay. You know, every time I go there, I feel the shop owners and how they were really suffering for years, whether after the 2011 uprising or during the COVID-19 lockdown. They deserve now to be saluted, and to tell them that feel okay, we guarantee that tomorrow, inshallah, is going to be a better day.
You see, this is tourism. Tourism is up and down. The problem of Sharm el-Sheikh really suffered a lot, because especially the shops and those people who are working directly with tourism. Yeah, okay, don't forget that after October 2015, the accident of the Russian plane, life stopped.
Okay.
With few conferences, but it doesn't help the shop owner. The shop owner is looking for tourists to work with. Now, hopefully, things come back, but let's hope that they keep good treatment with the tourists. They make the experience. Tourism is experience. We are selling only experience. This is what our product. I give you good time, you feel good. We were talking before coming on the air about the Nile cruise you made and how this was a good impression, and I'm sure this was long years ago. You always remember it. So I hope that people who are dealing directly with the tourists.
And nowadays, especially on occasion, you would find the hotels in Sharm el-Sheikh full capacity.
It's full already.
It's full already, yes. And inshallah, it's going to continue the same way we started our season. This is our season. You also mentioned a very important thing, sir, which is feel warm in Egypt. This can be an initiative. Feel warm and secure, safe in Egypt. This is an invitation from us, from Egypt, to the whole world, and especially to the Europeans. Do not suffer there, come and feel warm here.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Enjoy the sunshine.
This comes if we speak about tourism. Now, am I allowed to speak about tourism, or
Sure,
we still go to the
sure.
economy?
No.
Okay. No. We have a big plus. We have winter fantastic, both in Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh. And
In Taba, in Nuweiba, in Dahab, you name it.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And we have a good infrastructure. The 2008, the ex-minister of tourism at that time started a new trend of tourism called residential tourism. And really he made a very good homework. They got a British solicitor to write the contract to make sure that the relation is good between so that they feel secure. For some reason it didn't work. Now it's time to bring back residential tourism. What is residential tourism? Either the tourist would buy a place, could be in any of the resorts, so he can come and spend the winter here, and then in summer he go home. And this is very common in Spain. The British are buying houses.
Something like timeshare?
Timeshare, in a way, it is, anyway, a timeshare is you buy a week, that's it. But in residential tourism we speak that you can buy a unit, wahda, chalet. We can rent it back for you. So the time you are not using it, someone else, so it's paying back your expenses, your money is there, plus you come and stay. What's happening? If you live in England and you earn in England and you come here and stay, you don't need to stay in a hotel, but you are a tourist. The money you are spending is coming from abroad. This is the point. Who is the tourist? The tourist is someone coming, staying, minimum 24 hours, maximum 365 days, not for studying, not for work. You come and have fun, this is tourism. An Egyptian living in America, if he comes here for 2-3 weeks,
he's a tourist. Yeah,
100%. So with residential tourism, I think if we emphasize on this, you have resorts in Ain Sokhna, you have resorts in North Coast and so on. And I think this is good because they buy, you have more money is coming in, more projects are working.
Again, thinking out of the box.
Yeah, of course.
Well, returning back, if you permit me, to the tour of Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, because as I said in my intro, he also went to St. Catherine. I think that this is a place which we should all go and visit. And this is a place which can really change our tours map, if we may say so. Because whether Muslim, Christian, Jews, and if you want to enjoy or having these steps to elevate your soul and to practice yoga without practicing yoga, to live in the spiritual atmosphere, you should go there. How do you see this place? And if you permit me to speak a little bit in detail about how we are dealing with it. Have we benefited from it to the maximum or no till the moment, and what we can do?
The burning bush came in Quran and came in all the holy books, is there. You have the place where Moses received his 10 commandments on top of the mountain. As you said now, a spiritual place, you feel comfortable. The place is fantastic. I don't know how many times I climbed the mountain of St. Catherine. I don't know how many times, but many times. This was some time ago. And it's a place did not have its fair share from tourism. It's a place that people came, tourists, hundreds every day, used to come from Sharm el-Sheikh, spend over a day, come back, all nationalities. It's not fair. It's not fair. It should be developed as a city, but developed the way as it looks. Mean the houses, the hotels should be built by stone, should be like environmental friendly, no concrete blocks and stuff like
Hassan
this.
Fateh in Nuba, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the style of St. Catherine, and I don't want to go there and stay in a
No, we
concrete
should maintain
building.
it this way. And
Exactly.
to Madbouli also toured the Peace Square project, comprising of 7,300 square meter outdoor celebration plaza, museum, theater, cafeteria, meeting rooms. Furthermore, he inspected the project to construct an integrated mountain hotel in St. Catherine, which involves 150 various hotel rooms, luxury hotel suites, and swimming pools.
This is what's needed in this area. They have very few hotels. For some reasons, it's run down, really in a very bad shape. Now they are renovating these hotels, but these hotels were built very long time ago, and they are very simple and very simply built.
Like
Now,
motels, if we may say. But now, as we are
as
speaking,
you say now, this is where I want to go and see.
and I like the
place
name also,
built in.
Peace Square.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But don't forget, the President Sadat, God bless his soul, has initiated something there. That he wanted the three religions there, and even he prayed there and have famous pictures at this time.
Sure.
For some reasons it didn't go, and now it's coming back.
It's coming back because we are on the right track. We are speaking about New Egypt, the new republic.
Exactly.
And this is to say that every part of our land should be protected, secure, being that safe, and we do benefit from each square meter we have. Regarding the visit, one last question about this visit. It's telling the whole, all Egyptians that we are there on the ground. It's me, Prime Minister, accompanied with Minister of Housing, Asim Al-Ghazar, Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, you name it. He was accompanied by a number of executives and ministers. Yes, true. How do you see this as a message saying that those huge national projects we are monitoring, or we do know everything which are happening on the ground ourselves? It's not we send delegations, we are there.
No, it's having all the cabinet, as we say, all those involved tourism ministers there. It's to eliminate any problem, to check the update, I mean, this is very successful visit.
Amen to that. But sir, I'm here also to represent the Egyptian citizen. And when they listen to tourism experts, to an executive, to a top official speaking about Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada or any of those resorts, oh, this is going only to be for the foreigners, for the tourists. Where are we? What about the domestic tourism? And to what extent the state is encouraging the Egyptians to go and to visit themselves our touristic sites?
Let's say like this. I am a hotel owner, invested $2 billion to build a hotel, 5 stars. I have a very high running cost, could reach 10, 12, 15 million per month. I am, as the owner, tourism is having always crisis, so sometime when crisis, then I am suffering. When it's good, it's okay. So I have to sell, and I need to maintain a quality of my product. I need to maintain the quality of food, right? Plus I pay my taxes, which are not a little, they are quite good amount of taxes. So I have a price to sell my product. I cannot sell under the price. I can do it in certain drop dates, as we call it, but I cannot continue. Why? Because if I continue, I lose my product. I will not be able to make renovation and so on. If I can afford to stay in 5-star hotels, then I have to pay. If I cannot afford, why I don't go to 4-star hotel? Why I don't go to 3-star hotels? Why do I need, I say I'm Egyptian, I want to stay in this nice, fantastic hotel and pay little money. But the owner or the organization who owning the things have an expense. So they cannot sell less than a certain amount. So this is the problem. Unfortunately, it is not a correct thing that majority of hotels in Sharm el-Sheikh are 5-star and then come after a little bit 4 and 3. The base of 3 and economic hotel should be a little bit bigger and wider, then it can take those. But don't forget, Dahab is there, Nuweiba is there. I'm talking about South Sinai, of course. Taba is there. They have a lot of economical hotels. They have a lot of simple hotels. much cheaper. So each one can go to what suits his budget, and this is what's happening in Europe. And when I go
All
to
over the
Europe,
world.
my budget says 2-star hotel. I don't want to stay in a 5-star hotel when my budget says 2-star hotel. So, and this is what's happening.
There are offers all the time, and we promise that we are going to continue with exerting the utmost efforts for the best interest of our citizen. Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time. I really enjoyed my time with my dear guest here, Mr. Sameh Saad, former advisor to Minister of Tourism. Thank you very much for your input,
My great
sir.
pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, by this we come to the end of our episode, but I'm going to leave you with my dear colleague and friend Manal Ibiar, who is going to tell us more about the most important economic events which took place during the past 7 days. Till we meet again same time on Nile TV International. Many thanks for watching. This was Nurmina Abdurrahman.